What's up, everybody? This is your boy Uber Hikari, aka the Nerd Nigga, here to bring you another video with no frills, just the analysis. Alright, so this video is going to be a channel update, and but before I get into that channel update, I know I posted a bulletin yesterday saying that, my Naruto reaction vid would be up, but I honestly, don't know what happened. I went through the upload process, everything looked like it was going fine, and the video just never appeared. And I called up the YouTube imaginary video department, and they said something about traffic in the pipeline or something, but for some reason the video just never showed up. So I really apologize about that. Maybe we can try next week, and if it doesn't upload again, then I know a lot of you people are thinking, why you always gotta take shots at us like that, Uber Hikari? Why you always gotta take shots at us like that? And I'm just having fun with you guys, man. Don't take this so seriously. I'm just having some fun with you guys. Just having some fun with the YouTube anime community. But yeah, so now that the Walking Dead is over, I figured it was time to give you a channel update. So just keeping you guys informed. And plus, I think the last time I did a channel update was sometime. No, I actually believe it was my New Year's video. Yeah, so it's been almost 3 months. So it's time to put you guys get you guys back in the loop. All right, so as you know, I'm committed to a combination of content on my channel that includes TV shows, both drama and now I'm gonna start branching out into more animated content, but also my anime and manga content, and also my political topics. So from time to time I put out a video in my Fuck You Thank You series. So and of course my upcoming schedule will reflect this. So this video actually might be a little bit longer now that I'm looking at my notes, and I know you guys are saying, damn man, even his channel update videos are long. But yeah, I just want to keep you guys fully informed. Alright, so this is my schedule from about April to August. So this is what my upcoming channel will look like between April of this year and August of this year. First and foremost, let me address Game of Thrones. I want to review it, but I don't want to watch it. And I know that might sound a little bit odd to you, but first of all, I'm not overly excited about the series. I'm not overly excited to watch it, because I didn't watch the first season at all. So I have no sort of investment in the continuation or in continuing to watch this series, and it has nothing to do with the quality of the series. I'm pretty sure it's a great, exciting, good show, whatever. I at least that's what other people tell me. But for myself personally, I'm not overly invested in watching this show. And the second thing is, for those of you who don't know, the Game of Thrones is an adaptation of a fantasy series called The Song of Ice and Fire. And I love reading books. Reading is what I do. I read, fantasy literature, I read science fiction literature, and I want to read that series. However, if I have to review it, then obviously I'll have to watch it. And it will completely spoil my reading experience, which is the main reason why I don't want to review this series. Like I said, I want to review it, but I don't want to watch it. So I won't be reviewing Game of Thrones. And I know a lot of you might be saying, we're really, expecting you to do that, but it just won't happen. Now let's move on to Spartacus Vengeance. As you all know, I did the first 3 episodes. Was it 3 or 4? No, I think it was only 3. I did the first 3 episodes, and I just, abruptly stopped doing that without explanation. For those of you who were looking forward to those reviews, I apologize for abruptly ending them, especially without, like I said, explanation. But I wasn't getting the reviews to justify my hard work. And I know that might sound a little bit conceited, but honestly, for those of you who, have been subscribed to my channel for any significant length of time, or have just even looked through my videos, you'll see that I tend to put out videos between 20 and 30 minutes long. And sometimes if it's a real, analytical video, then it might go up to an hour. And I just, in terms of the amount of quality and the type of analysis I put into my videos and the hard work, there's no way in hell I'm going to do that every week to get 100 views. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. You know, I'm sorry for, you know, people who, you know, really like those reviews or were looking forward to those reviews, but for the amount of work I was doing, I felt like, you know, it wasn't justified for getting, you know, 100 views a week. So that's basically why I stopped that. Now, there is some, you know, partially good news. I might do a season finale review of Spartacus Vengeance. I might do that, but don't hold me to any promises about that. All right, now let's talk about Shaman King Zero. For those of you who don't know, Shaman King Zero is a prequel series to the original Shaman King manga written and illustrated by Hiroyuki Takei. And I will definitely be finishing those. I think there's only two more of them to go. I know I mentioned in a previous video that the next chapter would be Choco Love, but I was wrong about that. And somebody actually corrected me on that video, although I forget who it was. Whoever you are, thank you for that. But the next chapter, which is actually out right now on Manga Stream, is Lyserg. So, you know, Lyserg has gotten his chapter this time. And I'm not sure. I'm going to be pretty busy over the upcoming week because I actually have a paper to write, and that's due on the 29th, which is a week from now. And I might be able to get that. I'm definitely going to try to get that video, that Shaman King Zero chapter review out to you guys probably over the weekend. Probably over the weekend. If I don't do it over the weekend, you might not get it until after the 29th. Sorry about that, but, you know, so if it comes out, it'll come out over the weekend. Also, the next two Shaman King Zero chapters will focus on Hao and Choco Love. And this time, I'm pretty sure I'm right because I haven't, well, I can't read the raw because I can't read Japanese, but I've seen the raw, and it focuses on Hao and Choco Love. And then apparently after that chapter, the last one, I think it's the last one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the last one. It will focus on Anna and Yo Asakura. And I'm pretty sure it ends this month because if I remember correctly, Shaman King Flowers comes out in April 2012, which is next month. And it was, you know, in the news that I read, it said that Shaman King Zero would continue up until Shaman King Flowers was released, which would be in April. So I'm assuming that next month, rather than Shaman King Zero, it will be Shaman King Flowers. So let's talk about Shaman King Flowers. I will be reviewing Shaman King Flowers, and like I said, it comes out in April next month. April of 2012, which is next month. And I will be doing Shaman King Flowers manga reviews. And it's for those of you who don't know, this one, rather than a prequel series, is the sequel series to the original Shaman King manga. And it will focus on Hana Asakura, who is Yo and Anna Asakura's son. So as long as there's a group who's scanlating it, and at this point I'm not really sure who's scanlating it, but hopefully Manga Stream will scanlate it because they're pretty good. But as long as it's scanlated, I will review it. And right now I'm not 100% sure if it's monthly or bi-monthly. I believe it's monthly, but I could be wrong about that. But like I said, as long as it's scanlated, I'll review it. Now let's talk about Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is the show I've been waiting for since October of last year. We'll be doing Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes episode reviews. And man, the first season was just freaking awesome and action-packed, and just everything was awesome. So I'm really excited about seeing that series and reviewing it for you guys. That comes out on April 1st. Also on April 1st, Ultimate Spider-Man will come out, and I will be reviewing that as well. However, there's one caveat. Because of the way my schedule is going to work out, I'm only going to be able to review probably the season premiere and maybe the second episode. So that's it. But definitely not past the second episode. So I'll review just like I did with Green Lantern, the animated series. I reviewed the first, the season premiere, the first episode, but then nothing else. So I'll probably do that for Spider-Man as well. And for a little while, I was looking, sort of touch and go with this because I wasn't sure if, my schedule would be open enough for me open enough to allow me to do episode reviews of, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but it looks like I will be able to do that. So I will be reviewing Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Now on to Legend of Korra. Been looking forward to this series as well since the time it was announced. So Legend of Korra premieres on April 14th, although the first episode has been leaked, and some people who will remain nameless jumped the gun and already reviewed it. Not cool, guys. But anyway, the actual premiere comes out on April 14th. And for those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now, The Legend of Korra is the sequel series to Avatar: The Last Airbender. And the first season will consist of 12 episodes. I will review every episode of Legend of Korra. And it looks like it's going to be 26 episodes in total. And so the first season will consist of 12 episodes, and the second season will consist of 14 episodes. But I'm not really sure when the second season will come out, like if it'll be, actually a year before the second season comes out. Don't know, but I will be reviewing The Legend of Korra. Now, the Rurouni Kenshin manga comes out, I believe, May 2nd, sometime in May. But I'm pretty sure it's May 2nd is when they said the actual volumes will ship. So it's still not clear what Watsuki Nobuhiro will do with this series, whether it'll be some sort of reboot, some sort of sequel, some sort of, Gaiden or side story. But like I said, as long as there is a group around who scanlates it, I'll review it. And I'm pretty sure that Rurouni Kenshin comes out monthly. Also, there's also a new OVA series that I think is going to come out in December of this year, which is a retelling of the Kyoto arc. I believe it's the Kyoto arc from Misao Machimaki's point of view. And when that comes out and gets translated, I'll probably review that OVA series as well. Alright, next up is Breaking Bad. And Bryan Cranston just I believe about a week ago, maybe about 10 days ago, he tweeted that, production will start in the next couple of weeks. So it looks like it's pretty much confirmed that the premiere of Breaking Bad, the 5th season premiere of Breaking Bad, will be out in July. And I will be reviewing the 5th and final season of Breaking Bad. Just found out about Breaking Bad not too long ago, definitely within the last year. I found out about Breaking Bad, and it's awesome, guys. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I think it's probably one of the top, well, for me personally, right now, it's probably one of the top 2 or 3 shows on TV right now, besides, Walking Dead. Walking Dead's freaking amazing. But I would say Breaking Bad is, if not equal to, in terms of writing, if not equal to, then probably better than The Walking Dead. And I really like The Walking Dead, so that's really saying something. So yes, I will be reviewing the 5th and final season of Breaking Bad, and it looks like it's going to be broken up into 2 parts. The final season will contain 16 episodes, and the first part, I think, will contain the first 8 episodes, and then the second part will contain the last 8 episodes. And I don't know when the like I said, the premiere of the 5th season will come out, looks like in July, but I'm not sure when the second part of the 5th season will come out. So don't know. And also, so that you guys understand this, because of the awkward release schedule of the 5th season of Breaking Bad, 8 episodes, and then, the second part having 8 episodes, it might interfere with my Walking Dead reviews, but since I don't know what the actual schedule will be, I can't know that. So it looks like I'm going to have to cross that bridge when I get there. But I have to say this. If there comes a point in time where there's going to be a conflict between Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead gets priority because, I would have been doing that for longer, and I would have had, built up a dedicated, fan base for my reviews of that series. So The Walking Dead, if there is a conflict, and at this point, I'm not sure that there will be, but if there is a conflict, then The Walking Dead takes priority over Breaking Bad. Alright, so in terms of the schedule, it looks like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not a lot. Although, it may seem that way. In terms of my weekly schedule, it'll only consist of about maybe 2 to 4 videos a week. And here's why. In terms of my, weekly schedule, Avengers, first of all, Avengers has a, for those of you who watched the first season, you'll know that it has an irregular release schedule, so it probably won't even come out, every week. So, but even if it did come out every week, that's only 2 videos a week. And they both come out on, either Saturday or Sunday, and that's Avengers and Legend of Korra. In terms of, my monthly schedule, it's either going to be Shaman King Flowers or Rurouni Kenshin. So if there's, 2 weekly videos, then whenever Shaman King or, Rurouni Kenshin comes out, that would only be 1 additional video for that particular week, because, they only come out monthly. So that'll be, either 3 videos or 4 videos. So if Shaman King and Rurouni Kenshin happen to come out in the same week, that would only, create 4 videos, and that probably wouldn't be too much for me. Because, for me, I'm known for uploading 3 videos in a single day, so I'm pretty sure, 4 videos in 1 week, won't be that bad. So from that standpoint, if you look at it from that perspective, this schedule is, definitely doable. On top of that, Legend of Korra will be a 2-episode premiere. And since the first season will only contain 12 episodes, there will only be, 10 episodes after that. So if Legend of Korra is faithfully released every week, and it's only, 10 episodes left after the season premiere, then, if it's released, weekly, then it will be finished by June 23rd. Which means it will end before the Breaking Bad premieres, in which case, if, as the Legend of Korra is ending, then the Breaking Bad will be beginning, so I still won't, have, a serious conflict. Alright, so in terms of new upcoming segments, so we've got the Legend of Korra, and we have Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes on the weekend. So this means that my schedule between Monday and Friday is going to be clear. And so I have a little bit of flexibility since, the 2 shows that I will be reviewing will only come out on the weekends. I'll have a 5-day period that's completely free, so I have a little bit of flexibility to sort of add something else in there. And what I was thinking about doing was this. I have I have a plan to have 2 new upcoming segments. A YouTuber by the name of D Wolf Lycan, maybe a couple of months ago, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, actually, requested that I have, a sort of, villain segment, but he added sort of a twist to it. He asked me to review the villains who I thought had the most psychological or ethical complexity. Yeah, known for psychological and ethical complexity. So I'm going to sort of, tweak his idea a little bit, and I would probably change it to antagonists and protagonists, simply because, they're broader categories. They're not just confined to, villains and heroes. And so I wanted the option to, talk about, characters who would not be confined to those, sort of specific categories of either a hero or a villain. And so the way I imagine this series is, character profile type videos of specific characters who I think are the most, ethically or psychologically complex protagonists or antagonists. The second upcoming series is a series that I would probably call, underappreciated anime and manga. And, these wouldn't be, full-length reviews. They would be, like an introduction to each series, pros, cons, strengths, weaknesses, my typical analysis. And so, they wouldn't be full-length reviews, but just introductions, sort of introduction to the series to, promote some diversity within the YouTube anime community. So, that's pretty much what that segment would be about. And, I have a lot of different things on there: seinen, shonen, some things that are psychological, some things that are action-based. And so, I think that'd be pretty cool. So, like I said, since Monday and Friday would be, free days for me, the plan is to have this segment on Wednesdays, or rather these segments every Wednesday, and they would alternate. So the way I envision this is that, you know, week 1 would be a character profile video about an antagonist. Week 2 would be a character profile video about a protagonist, and then in week 3 it would be underappreciated anime and manga. So there would be, you know, an alternating schedule like that, and you know every video, every part of that segment would come out, you know, once every 3 weeks. So now let's talk about the final category, and the final, you know, category that makes up the sort of content that I have on my channel, and that's topic related videos, like discussion videos, and those, you know, have irregular uploads, and I don't you know, plan on stopping that. And for those of you who've, you know, been subscribed to me for any length of time, you see that, you know, my schedule is not really set, and it's quite irregular. So that, you know, you'll go, you know, 7 or 10 days with no videos, and then all of a sudden you might get 2 or 3 in a day. So those segments won't stop. Those uploads, you know, won't stop. So my Art of Storytelling series will continue, and as of right now, I actually have, you know, 2 more ideas for videos that I would, you know, put in that sort of, you know, Art of Storytelling series. Also, my general, you know, topic-based discussion videos, like, you know, the Viz Media one or Our Generic Series Bad. And also, I plan on doing some vlogs, although, you know, I don't really know, you know, what kind of schedule those would be, but I do plan on putting out some more vlog videos. So that's, you know, my full and complete channel update, and that's, you know, a list of all the upcoming segments that will be on my channel going forward between April of 2012 and August of 2012. And, you know, after that, the only thing I know that I'm doing after August of 2012 is The Walking Dead reviews. So, you know, I hope you guys are, you know, as excited about this content as I am. Definitely excited. As you can see, I have a lot in store for this channel, and I hope you guys will continue to, you know, support this channel. So, this was your boy Uber Hikari, aka the Nerd Nigga. Just brought you another video with no frills, just the analysis. Peace, and have a blessed day.